Right now on Denver 7 News at 5 o'clock, protests overnight outside the U.S. Supreme Court over the future of abortion protections. This morning, we're going 360 in-depth on the explosive leak from the nation's high court and what it could mean for us here in Colorado.
Finding housing for middle-income families. Colorado lawmakers hope to pass a solution with just days left in the legislative session.
And the Avs are kicking off their run for the Stanley Cup tonight. The team getting in a last-minute practice before the puck drops for Game 1 at Ball Arena against the Predators. And everyone is healthy, so off to a good start already. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Nicole Brady. We have a little bit of fog and mist outside to start off the morning, but Lisa, temperatures will be climbing back up a little warmer today than it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was pretty chilly yesterday. We had highs only in the upper 40s, close to 50. Today we're back in the 60s, a little closer to normal, and you can see some of the clouds here. And again, areas where you might find a little patchy fog early this morning. Definitely a drier commute early on, and we're going to see a little mix of sun and clouds today, partly sunny skies, and again a nice warm up. 32 degrees in Denver right now. It does feel like 26, so it's pretty chilly out there. When you factor in a light wind, you're going to find wind chills that have dropped down below freezing early this morning. Definitely the coldest morning of the week. We're going to be at about 52 degrees though by lunchtime, and then this afternoon in the low to, it looks like upper 60s depending on the neighborhood. We have Denver at right around 65, Evergreen some upper 50s, low 50s in Estes Park, and 65 in Parker. Coming up, there's another round of rain coming in tonight into tomorrow. We'll take a closer look at the timing of some of those storms and if there's any risk of severe weather. Jason?
Right now, we could use some of that rain because we have a vehicle fire of some sort, maybe an RV or a trailer of some sort that's on fire, reported by Denver Fire just a minute ago on the northbound side of Broadway, right here at Park Avenue. So it'd be right in here across the north side of downtown, just a little bit east of Coors Field. So I have seen some restrictions on northbound Broadway getting through there. Obviously, light enough traffic right now across that section of downtown. You can use some of the other side streets to get around it, but that's what's going on in your neighborhood. The rest of the drive, take a look at I-70 over there on the east side. So you still see some flashing lights over here on the westbound and the eastbound side. You can also see all the tail lights here as those folks are trying to go through the tunnel. So there are some traffic holds going on right now through that construction zone. So that's why I'm seeing a couple extra minutes on east or westbound I-70 right there in that construction zone.
Well, taking a live look this morning, it is all quiet outside the Supreme Court. People were out there, though, just a few hours ago overnight protesting a leaked draft opinion suggesting the High Court plans to overturn Roe v. Wade and therefore a constitutional right to an abortion. All morning, we'll be taking a 360 in-depth look at this issue as new developments come in.
We will break down the specifics of that draft opinion and where the majority of justices stand. Also, we're hearing new reaction at both the local and national levels.
Plus, a look at the law Colorado lawmakers just put into place in anticipation of this happening. We start our coverage with Denver 7's Veronica Acosta near the state capitol, where we've learned, Veronica, there will be a local protest tonight.
That's exactly it. Quiet now here at the Colorado Capitol, just as it is at our nation's capital right now. But that protest, it's at least one of the first ones we know about. It's scheduled for 6:30 this evening. Of course, this is not the site that we saw just hours ago, not only at our nation's capital, but other sites across the country. As you can imagine, a lot of people that showed up at the Supreme Court last night, they were met with barricades and fences. Those were already up. Some of them there to celebrate this opinion draft of Roe v. Wade, the others there to protest it.
I am incredibly optimistic. It looks like we're going to finally see justice for the unborn in this country, and finally Roe v. Wade will be overturned and recognized as the egregious, disastrous decision that it is.
I'm shocked. I hope that it was just a headline that wasn't true, but I think there might be some truth to it, and I'm hoping that protests like this bring some attention to the fact that America doesn't want to overturn Roe v. Wade, that there is support to maintain it.
The documents are labeled first draft, the opinion in the case challenging Mississippi's ban on abortion after 15 weeks. The draft was authored by Justice Samuel Alito, where he writes, quote, Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. The draft also cited Planned Parenthood versus Casey. That was the 1992 case that affirmed Roe's finding of a constitutional right to abortion. Justice Alito wrote, quote, "We hold Roe in case he must be overruled. It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives." And of course, the big deal here is it was an opinion draft. If real, it was ultimately leaked. Advocates, lawmakers, even constitutional law professors we spoke with said they could have predicted this decision from the Supreme Court. We spoke with the CU Boulder law professor who called this leak unprecedented. She said first drafts can change a lot when compared to their final version, but she made it clear this is very much uncharted territory, especially when it comes to trying to predict how this leak will impact the process from here on out. She did say she's confident there will be some changes when it comes to Roe v. Wade.
Any interpretation in the past, we can argue is wrong, and so we don't have to follow precedent. That's giving this Supreme Court a lot of power.
And Politico was a news organization that got their hands on the opinion draft this morning. We're learning the FBA will launch a full-scale investigation into the leak. We'll keep you updated on how this all goes. We're live in downtown Denver. I'm Veronica Costa, Denver 7.
Yeah, thank you, Veronica. Obviously, the leak itself raising a lot of questions. We're also getting new reaction to the content of it.
Right. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Congress's two top Democrats, put out a joint statement saying, quote, "If the report is accurate, the Supreme Court is poised to inflict the greatest restriction of rights in the past 50 years, not just on women, but on all Americans."
Republican Senator Tom Cotton said in part, Roe was egregiously wrong from the beginning, and I pray the court follows the Constitution and allows the states to once again protect unborn life.
Meanwhile, back here at home, Governor Polis is reinforcing Colorado's commitment to respecting individual rights. In a statement, he writes, "Any person has the ability to live, work, thrive, and raise a family on their own terms." The governor goes on to say, "In Colorado, we will continue to fight for and respect the right to make decisions about your own body and medical health." Republican Representative Doug Lamborn says, in part, "I pray and am hopeful that these reports are true and the Supreme Court does the right thing. The 1973 Roe v. Wade decision was tragically wrong."
Democratic Representative Diana DeGette put out a statement with California Congresswoman Barbara Lee. They wrote, "Everyone should have the right to make their own personal health care decisions that impact their lives, health, and futures, and it is chilling to think this court is unwilling to protect those rights." We'll have more on this coming up in our next half hour. We'll take a closer look at what Colorado is doing to protect reproductive rights, and we'll hear more reaction from anti-abortion and pro-choice advocates.
If you are a renter, you know rent prices are soaring right now. A just released report from the Apartment Association of Metro Denver shows rents are rising faster than overall inflation. Rent payments averaged $1,765 a month for the first part of the year. That is up more than 14% from the past year. In dollar terms, it adds up to about $222 more since last year. State lawmakers want more people to be able to afford a home here, so today they'll discuss a bill designed to help the so-called missing middle. Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us live with details here because, Christian, these are people who have steady jobs but don't qualify for existing housing programs.
Yeah, this bill is specifically designed to help middle-income families, so it would create an agency that would create affordable housing projects for these families. And that agency, is called Colorado Workforce Housing Trust Authority. So rental units in affordable rental housing projects would have to provide stable rent options for those who make middle income. It would also help tenants who are renting transition into home ownership. And when I spoke to a real estate agent in Denver a few weeks ago, she said with this current housing market we're seeing, there definitely needs to be more government intervention done so people can afford to buy their own home.
It's our number one wealth building tool in the nation is home ownership. And if we don't create a level playing field with the loans and this access to capital, some people are going to be permanently iced out of owning a home in Denver.
And the bill will go before a Senate committee this afternoon. Reporting live in Denver this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Thank you, Christian. Well, the Avs are getting ready to hit the ice tonight at Ball Arena for Game 1 of their opening round playoff series. The Avs are the top seed in the Western Conference. They had a franchise record for points during the regular season. Nashville is their opponent. They are the 8th seed. It was actually reversed when they met in the playoffs in 2018. The puck drops tonight for Game 1 of a best-of-7 at 7:30. President Biden is still considering what to do about student loan debt, but the administration is already working on plans to limit future forgiveness.
And Russell Wilson and the Broncos are back to work as the team gets ready for a game across the pond this fall.